Guys, this is how I made just over $1,100 on my TFT funded account. So, firstly, my bias was bearish. You know, my bias was bearish. We broke structure to the downside right here. We broke structure to the downside, and after we broke structure to the downside, this 8 a.m. candle came up, sweep those hourly highs alongside with those 15-minute highs. So for me, that was like good. Like after we swept those hourly highs and 15-minute highs, we instantly gave a reaction to the downside. So before market opened, we were already giving it like reversal basically. We're continuing to the downside, and we also formed a hourly SMT. So as you can see here, this is on Nasdaq. We swept those highs right here. We swept those highs, and on ES we didn't sweep those highs. So we got basically an SMT divergence. So to me that was good confluence telling me that we're gonna go lower. And also there was this 1 hour fair value gap which was just about to get disrespected, so I was waiting for it to get disrespected basically. Market opened right here, market opened right there, and basically what made me fully know that we were gonna inverse this fair value gap was that right before market open we came up into this 5-minute fair value gap, and then market opened, and we like right before market opened we just started shitting, like we just started going lower after we tapped into this fair value gap, and then we inversed it on the 15-minute. I'm pretty sure, let me check. Yeah, so we inversed it on the 15-minute, and on the 5-minute. So this area, this inverse, gave me most of my confluence after after we inversed it, and we had. So basically, what I had that made me led me to think that we were gonna be bearish was this SMT, which also swept 15-minute highs and hourly highs, and those data highs as well. We came up and we sweep or create equal highs. We swept this. Hold up. So these highs as well. So SMT, sweep of hourly highs, sweep of 15-minute highs, and inverse on the 5-minute for this fair value gap. Then, right before we opened into market open, we came up into this 5-minute fair value gap and gave a reaction to the downside. My entry was based off of this 5-minute fair value gap. We had this 5-minute fair value gap right here. After this 5-minute fair value gap formed, I went down into the 1-minute, and I was basically looking for price to tap back into it and give me bearish order flow that we were gonna continue lower. So price came up to this, it came up to the 5-minute fair value gap. We instantly gave a reaction, and what made me enter was that this 1-minute fair value gap got inversed on the same, like basically after we filled in the 5-minute fair value gap, we inversed that fair value gap, the bullish fair value gap. After that happened, I entered, and I had my stops. Right above these highs, because I entered the trade before macro, and I had a feeling that in macro we were gonna come back up and retest this area altogether, like come up to the either to this inverse or back into this fair value gap, or in general just come back to this area to fill in a bunch of orders from this fair value gap or this inverse fair value gap. So I entered the trade, stops above these 5-minute highs. I didn't want to put it above, I didn't want to put it at the wick of these, I didn't want to put it straight on the inverse, because I was like, I didn't want it to wick above the inverse and fill its orders and continue going lower. So I wanted to just put it at those highs, and yeah, I entered instantly. Once macro opened, we just exactly what I said happened. We went up, we came into this 5-minute fair value gap, and we tapped into the inverse. Once we tapped into this inverse, we started shitting the bed, and I stayed in this trade for quite a long time. Actually, my take profits were at those hourly lows. That didn't happen. As you can see, that clearly didn't happen. And so I stayed in this trade, but we swept those hourly, so we passed those hourly lows. Right, wait, where are they? We swept those hourly lows right here. After we swept those hourly lows, we just started to react off of them a little bit, and what made me exit the trade was that we were coming into this fair value gap, and I just didn't want to inverse it and then possibly, you know, go higher after that. And honestly, it was getting too late. It was around 10:39 when I closed the trade. It was, so yeah, 10:39 when I closed the trade, and it was getting pretty late. So I just decided, once we came up into this area, I just closed it. It was pretty sure it was a 5-minute fair value gap. Yeah, this 5-minute fair value gap. So I closed it right before. So I closed in around here. So 1 to 0.8, which is kind of shit. I closed it at a 1 to 0.8 RR, and I risked around $1.5 thousand on my funded accounts, and it's a 50k funded account. So I risked 3% on this trade, and honestly, my main mistakes of this trade was that I didn't wait till macro. I was kind of eager to take a trade again. Yeah, I was eager to take a trade. All the conferences were showing that we were going to continue lower, but I didn't wait till macro. But if I did wait till macro and waited till we came up into this inverse again, I could have entered at about right here once we tapped into the inverse and broke structure back to the downside. Yeah, I could have entered right here with the stops. If I kept the stops at the regular 5-minute highs, I could have hit almost a 1 to 3 RR. And if I put my stop loss at the inverse, I could have hit almost a 1 to 4. So my main mistakes today were that I didn't wait till macro. I was eager to take a trade, and yeah, I was eager to take a trade. I didn't wait till macro, and I didn't put any partial take profit at those hourly lows. That's pretty much all the mistakes I made. Didn't wait till macro. So yeah, I didn't wait till macro. I was eager to take a trade. Stops were a bit too high, could have affected my RR, but I wanted to be, safer with it. And yeah, that's pretty much it. Should have put these partial TPs. Could have gotten a better entry, but that's fine. Price action wasn't amazing, but it was doable. I heard a lot of people lost on this trade. But yeah, that's how I made around. Oh yeah, by the way, after we went down under this level, after we almost inversed this gap, I think we did inverse it. Yeah, after we inversed this 5-minute fair value gap and tapped into this inverse and then continued the leg down, once we crossed this line, I just put my stops to break even and I kept the trade running. And that's pretty much it. It's not the best day, not the best trade, but I made the most of what I could from the markets today. Yes, I made some silly mistakes, but yeah, that's how I made almost $1,100 on my TFT